Hi everyone. In last lecture, we have covered about the core concepts about how we are going to explain about LangChain series. So basically, where we have to explain 6 layers of the LangChain framework that we have designed. So in that lecture, we have considered about key first layer will be the core building block. Then after we will go for the orchestration layer, where we are just explaining about the LCL concept. Then after we go for the knowledge layer, then after the intelligence layer, then after the ecosystem security and the ecosystem layer, right? So in this that we have already gone through the introductory part about that one. Now in this lecture we will explain about the core building blocks. Okay, so let's switch to my deck. Then after I am explaining all the things, and at the end of this session we will go with some examples also, right? So okay, let's switch to my PPT. So just let me open that one. Oh, basically, yeah, right. So basically in this video we are talking about the core building blocks. So in that case we are talking about the three things: prompt, model and output, right? So last lecture we have explained about the things about these are the uh, these are the 6 frameworks where we are trying to explain about all the LangChain concepts, right? From beginner to advanced level. So, but in this lecture, we are focusing on this one, only the core building blocks, and where we are talking about the model, prompt, and parser. We will go with the example also, but at first, let's explain the concept. Then we go for the example. So, what is a model? So basically, you can be consider model as the LLM, right? Where it has capability. Uh, the model has capability that it can be able to do some reasoning, and on the basis of reasoning it can be able to generate the response. Simple. So when user asks the question, when user asks the question, ask the question, what is the LangChain? Then in that case, what is the work of the model? So when user asks the question, it go to the model, and on the basis of that, on the basis of the reasoning that the model has, it can be able to generate the response for the given input, and after that the model return the output. So basically this is the overall 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 flow of the overall flow of the model. So basically user asks the input, it go to the model generate the response and return back to the it return back to the user as a output, right? So basically in this case this is the highlight. The LangChain does not replace the model, it helps us to build the application around the model. So basically and uh, all the models that we can be able to say that about the Gemini, just like here. So basically I'm explaining the same thing. So basically just like LangChain can be just like the OpenAI, Gemini, Gemini, Anthropic, and Azure AI. They all have they are all the model provider, right? And they have also created their own API, how the user can be able to connect with their models, right? There is no doubt about that one. But if I have to create an application and where I want to privilege it, that I can be able to switch from model to model, if for some task, if I'm considering that Gemini is good, then I will use the Gemini model. And if for some task, if I'm thinking that the OpenAI is a good model, then I will go for the OpenAI, right? So I do not want to make a boundary about the models. So for that purpose, the LangChain provides us the flexibility that inside a single framework, I can be able to configure uh, all types of models. I can be able to call all types of model, and on the behalf of that, I can be able to create a AI based application, right? So I think you now understood about the what is the basic concept about the LangChain. So for different models, we do not have to worried about it that we need to go for the each and every model provider document and for integrating with our application. And for a single task, if I want to create a multi-modal agent where I need to text, video, and audio or image, all the things for a single application. And for I'm thinking that for some model, some sorry, for some purpose, just like the for the image, I am thinking that Gemini is good. Then I will be able to go for that one. For the response generation, if I'm thinking that the OpenAI is good, then I can be able to go for the OpenAI. For some purpose, I think that Azure OpenAI is good. Then I can be able to go for the Azure OpenAI or Anthropic or any other models. So in that case, I do not have to require that I need to go each and every model provider page, and on basis of their integration rules I can be able to configure on my end. But also I can be able to go with the LangChain, and with the LangChain using their own LangChain library, I can be able to integrate these all the things in my application, right? So, and this is the point. The abstraction help to organize the application code. It does not every model identical. It does not make every model identical. Yeah, this is the main point. Now, what is the prompt? Prompt in the normal terms, if I'm talking about what the prompt tells the model what you want to do. Basically, what are you going to ask from the model? Whatever the instruction or whatever the questions that we are asking. What is the capital of India? That is a prompt. In simple terms, that is a prompt, right? So simple prompt basically explain the LangChain, something like that. Easy to write but limited context, because I have a written simple prompt. Better prompt, where I can be able to define the roles and instructions, and I can also define the context, user input, and expected output from the model side. I can be able to define these all the things that we can say that is a better prompt. Just like act as a programming engineer, right? And give me give me the better code or better result for uh, this problem or something like that. Then in that case, I am given a role to that particular prompt, and on the basis of that, the model will provide the response. So in this case, we can be able to say that is the better prompt. Application prompt. So basically, in that case, we are providing some template where we are providing some dynamic variable, and we were also providing the system prompts, user prompt, and on the basis of that, uh, the model will take the decision, and on the behalf of that, it will give the uh, it will do their reasoning, and finally return our response. So if I'm talking about the prompt, so in if you consider it as a one-liner, so you can be able to consider this one: prompt equal to instruction plus context plus input plus expectation. What we are expecting from that uh, in terms of output, right? Prompt template. This is the hard-coded prompt template where we have not any variable. This is a simple hard-coded that is explain the Python software developer, explain the Java software developer, explain the LangChain software developer. But template based that explain, here I have mentioned the topic and to the audience. So at the place of topic, it may be either Python, it may be either Java, or it may be LangChain, and the audience I can be able to uh, I can be able to audience can be anything, right? So this is the normal prompt template. And parser, that is the third thing that we have initially we have talked, that is the core building block of the LangChain, that is the model, parser, model, prompt, and parser. So we have already discussed about the model, prompt, and third one is a parser. So parser is what? So basically in case of the parser, we are defining the output. We are just explain we are just uh, we are basically, you can be able to think that we have get the response from the model side. Now we want to show as a response on the on the user side. So on the basis of that, we can be able to define that is the okay. Uh, this is the response that I'm getting from the model side. Now to the human readable format, I can be able to parse this data, right? So parsing is about making the model output usable for the application. So this is the simple concept. Parser and a structure output. So basically, you can be able to think like that the trading parser, where the model returns the text, parser interprets and transform it, application receives a target format, something like that. A structure output, model asked to the produce data, making the schema, and application receive the structured data. And depending on the model provider, output may use the native or rather the separate parser. So this is all about the parser or a structured data. Inside a single block, if I am putting these all the things, so this you can be able to consider as a picture that you can build set inside your mind. So this is the user prompt, user input. We are passing it as a in terms of prompt. It goes to the model, and the output that returns to the from the model, that we are parser a structured output, and finally it returns to the application out as application output. So prompt defines what we want to do, what we want, generate the response as a model, and makes it application friendly. Okay, so these are the basic building block of AI of LangChain. Mini application, just like I have given the input that I just like I'm giving this input to the ChatGPT. John is a senior Python developer with 7 years of experience, right? I have given to the model. So to give the basically this is our input, and I have to give to the model. Then I need to write a prompt. So I have asked the model to extract the name, role, and experience. So basically from this input, I have given this prompt. Okay, I have given a text line, and from that one, give me the role, name, and experience. And on the behalf of that, the model has returned this one. Name is John, and role is the senior Python developer, and experience is 7 years. Right. So this is the architecture that we have a text, we have a prompt, we have a model, we have a parser, and finally we got the API response. So common mistakes that we need to avoid during this during development during learning about the LangChain, right? LangChain, the people think about the LangChain is a model. No, LangChain is not a model, but LangChain make us capable to integrate with the model, so that we can be able to create a agentic AI application. Hard coded every prompt. Uh, Hard coded every prompt mean to say that in that case we are basically we are not providing the template, something like that. So basically for the hard coded template, hard coded prompt, we are getting the hard coded response also. So that is a similar type of response, and on the basis of we cannot be able to modify that. Okay, I can be able to change the topic, I can be able to change the persona. We cannot be able to do that. Simple. uh, Whatever the data that we are getting from the response on the model side, we need to validate a structured data when your application needs a contract. Okay, so understand the model, then give to the prompt, then we can be able to consider the output as a first. Key takeaways: model, the intelligence engine generate the response from the input. Prompt, instruction, context, and input define the task. Uh, Parser, basically that transfer or contain the output in the application friendly data format, right? So model, prompt, and output. But what if one operation is not enough? So, but before going that one, we are just going for some application, some examples, so that you can be able to clear about the concept more. So I'm just opening my VS Code. So I have already created some examples. I will explain these things uh, so that you can be able to understood about these things. So I have already added one API key inside my environment variable, and I have already loaded that one also here. Okay, so I have already loaded that one here. So basically, if I'm running this one, this block, so here what I have done. So I have already installed the LangChain OpenAI on my system. I'm skipping that part about the installation part. If required, just ping me. I will guide for that one also. Okay, so for right now, I have skipped that part. I am assuming that LangChain had been already installed on your system. So here I have loaded one model about the chat OpenAI. Okay, here I have load the OpenAI API key. Here I'm defining the model. So to define a model, what we have to do, we need to pass the model name and temperature. Temperature can be anything. That will be lie between 0 to 2. In some model provider support 2, and some model support provider support till 0 to 1. So it depends upon, basically, if you are considering about the zero mean to say that it's a factual output. It is focusing on the factual output, and 0 point something, if you are modifying that one, mean to say that we want variation for that one. So for such types of question, that what is the capital of France, so basically we want a factual output. So in that case, we can be able to consider it as a 0 mean to say fact. It is talking about the fact. And if you are vary our temperature, it means to say that we are allowing the model that it can be able to set up some creativity, and on the behalf of that, it can be able to provide the response. So but for this one, okay, what is the capital of France, we do not want to any creativity, we want just only a response. So if I'm running this one, this block, yeah, the capital of France is Paris. This is our content. This is our content, right? So here what I have done, so here I have covered the model and I have covered the prompt also, right? So this is the simple example where I have covered the model and prompt. Second example that I'm going to talk about, here I have considered about the prompt, model and parser all. Okay, so here I have just load the OpenAI, chat OpenAI. Then after I have also from the LangChain core uh, core package, I am loading about the output parser. And basically output parser is basically used for parsing our data, parsing our response. And from that one I have picked str output parser. Here I have also again load the OpenAI API key that I have already added inside the environment variable. Now here I am going to load the model similarly to the previous one. So here I have chat OpenAI. Here I pass the model, sorry, model name, and here I am just passing the temperature. Okay, and here I am giving the same question: what is the capital of France? What is the capital of France? And here I have loaded the str parser. Okay, str output parser. Now when I'm going to parse, basically model.invoke, that is used for giving the invoking the LLM, right? Invoking the model. Now if I parse.invoke, then in that case I'm just expecting about the parse data. I'm not expecting about the output, something like that one key. Okay, it's providing the content, it's providing the additional quarks, other data. No, I just want the final content. So in that case, if we will make the parse.invoke uh, about the final output of this one, we can be able to you can be able to also mention something like LLM equal to model.invoke, and here I'm just passing about the LLM, then in that case it also work the same thing. Basically it's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? So yeah, so this is all about the concept about the model, prompt and parser that we have talked in this video. In the next video, we will go with some more examples to elaborate more things. So I have planned that in the next video, we'll go for the LCL concept, but no, we will go with some more examples. So in next video, we will talk approx 30 to 50 minutes, whatever the time that we are spending, for the next lecture. We will discuss about the more and more example for that one, where we are going for how to load the PDF, how to load the text file, how to load JSON file, how to extract the data from those, how to store those data, how that is multiple things we are doing in the inside the next lecture. Okay, till then, goodbye and thanks for watching this video till now. And if you have any doubt, you can be able to add inside the comments. So okay, thank you, uh, thanks for connecting with us, and thanks for your time. Okay.